Dear students, in this lecture, we are going to define partial order relation on the collection of all self-adjoint operators, and we will verify some of its properties. So let us define the partial order relation on collection of all adjoint operators. So we are going to take this as a theorem. Let H be a Hilbert space. Let H be a Hilbert space and tau be the collection of all self-adjoint operators on H, that is, tau is equal to the set of all operators T. Operators means linear and bounded functions or linear and continuous functions from H to H, such that T is equal to T star. That is, tau is collection of all self-adjoint operators on H. Define the relation A1 is less equal to on tau as A1 is less equal to A2 if and only if this if is actually if and only if. Every definition in mathematics is if and only if type of statement. So the standard convention is that we just write if, but this is actually if and only if type of statement. So if inner product of A1x and x is less equal to inner product of A2x and x for all x belongs to H. Note that since these are self-adjoint, these are real numbers by previous theorem. So by previous theorem, A is self-adjoint if and only if inner product of Ax and x is real number for all x belongs to H. So consider this relation. Then we have to prove three facts. First is a partial order relation on tau is a partial order relation on tau. Secondly, we have to verify that A1 is less equal to A2, then two properties hold. First property is that A1 plus A is less equal to A2 plus A for all self-adjoint operators that is for all A belongs to tau. And second property is that alpha a1 is less equal to alpha a2 for all non-negative real numbers, for all non-negative real numbers. So we are going to prove this result. First, we will verify that it is a partial order relation. What is partial order relation? So let me divide the proof in three subparts. So first we are going to prove that this less equal to is reflexive. So for A belongs to tau, we have inner product of Ax and x is equal to inner product of Ax and x for all x belongs to H. For all x belongs to H. This implies, by definition, it is less equal to means, note that 2 is less equal to 3 means 2 is less than 3 or 2 is equal to 3. So it is inclusive, or one of the conditions may be true or both may be true. Okay. So let me put it in this way to give you an example. If 2 is equal to 2, then I could write it as 2 is less equal to 2, and conversely if 2 is less than 3, still I can write it as 2 is less equal to 3. So both are true. This follows from the addition rule of inference. So with this I could write it as inner product of Ax and x is less equal to inner product of Ax and x for all x belongs to H, and by definition we could write now A1 is less equal to A2 if and only if this condition gets satisfied. So I can write that A is less equal to A. This proves that less equal to is reflexive. Secondly, we will prove that it is antisymmetric. So when the relation less equal to will be antisymmetric, so this is going to be antisymmetric if we have A1 is less equal to A2, then and A2 is less equal to A1, then we must have A1 is equal to A2. So let us prove this. Suppose A1 is less equal to A2 and A2 is less equal to A1, where A1 and A2 are in tau. This implies inner product of A1x and x is less equal to inner product of A2x and x, and inner product of A2x and x. Note that this is real numbers because these are self-adjoint operators. Inequality in the set of complex numbers is undefined. So whenever we write inequality, it should be real numbers. So A1x x for all x belongs to H. So what we have is this: one real number is less than equal to other and other is less than equal to first. So these two real numbers must be equal. So this implies that inner product of A1x x must be equal to inner product of A2x x for all x belongs to H. This implies, by properties of inner product, take this on left hand side and this can be written as inner product of A1 minus A2 x and x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to H, and by known result we have the property that in one of the lectures, you just refer to the second last lecture, you will find that we have proved that if some operator satisfies this property, which property? That if inner product of Tx and x is 0, then we must have T is equal to 0. If this property gets satisfied, then we have, this implies inner product of Tx and x is equal to 0, then we must have T equal to 0. So by using this property, A1 is minus A2 is equal to 0, that is A1 is equal to A2. So this is what we wanted to prove, that if A1 is less equal to A2, A2 is less equal to A1, then A1 is equal to A2. Let us prove the transitivity. So what is transitivity? Third property which we are going to prove in statement C is this. We are going to prove that this less equal to relation, is transitive. So it means that if A1 is less equal to A2 and A2 is less equal to A3, then we have to prove that A1 is less equal to A3. So to prove this, consider inner product of A1x and x is less equal to inner product of A2x x and inner product of A2x x is less equal to inner product of A3x and x for all x belongs to H. This implies that we have inner product of A1xx is less equal to inner product of A3xx for all x belongs to H. Recall that these are real numbers. All these are real numbers. So we know that if say A is less equal to B and B is less equal to C, then we can write A is less equal to C. So by using transitivity of inequalities, we get that this inequality, and by using definition of less equal to operator or relation, we can write that A1 is less equal to A3. So this proves that less equal to is transitive. Thus, this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Hence, we can say that the operation or the relation, so from A, B and C, we could say that less equal to is partial order relation on two, which is the collection of all self-adjoint operators. So partial order relation on two, that is, two becomes partially ordered set. Okay. Now, second part of the proof. We are done with first part. In second part, again we have to prove two properties. So first, what is given? That A1 is less equal to A2. This is given. Then we will consider, we have to prove that A1 plus A is less equal to A2 plus A for all A belongs to 2. So for that purpose, consider by using this, we can write inner product of a1x and x is less equal to inner product of a2x and x for all x belongs to H. Now add inner product of ax and x to the both sides of this inequality. So I could write it as a1x plus inner product of axx is less equal to inner product of a2x plus inner product of axx for all x for all a belong to 2 and x belongs to H. So this implies by properties of inner product, I could write this as inner product of a1 plus a. We are also using definition of addition of two operators or functions. Inner product of a1 plus ax is less equal to inner product of a2 plus ax for all a belongs to 2 and x belongs to H. For all a belongs to 2 and x belongs to H. So again by definition we could write it as this implies that by definition of this relation I could write it as a1 plus a is less equal to a2 plus a for all a belongs to 2. For all a belongs to 2. So this is what we wanted to prove in second property part A. Now in part B, so this was part A of second property. Now part B of second property. We are going to prove that if a1 is less equal to a2, then again we have by definition that inner product of a1xx is less equal to inner product of a2x. This implies that this holds for all x belongs to H. Now if I multiply this inequality of real numbers by non-negative real number, I will get that this is alpha times a1x. Inequality will be preserved if I multiply it by non-negative real number. X for all x belongs to H and alpha greater equal to 0. So I can multiply this inequality by non-negative real number so that it gets preserved. By properties of inner product, I could take this inside. So I could write it as alpha a1 x is less equal to inner product of alpha a2 x for all x. Let me write it here. For all x belongs to H and non-negative alpha. By definition of relation less equal to, now I could write this as inner product of, or by directly using definition at this point, I could write it as alpha a1 is less equal to alpha a2 for all alpha which are non-negative. So this is what we wanted to prove in part B of second property. This completes the proof. Thank you.